I first suspected that I had hearing loss when I was in college, and after my kids were born and they started learning to speak, that's when I really noticed it and felt the impact of hearing loss. Their enunciation wasn't great, my hearing obviously was suffering, and so I really was missing out on a lot as far as communicating with my kids. It was frustrating for me because I felt like I was missing out on a lot of the really neat parts of my kids' childhood because of my hearing loss. There was a lot of repeating going on, and that leads to a really kind of frustrated environment.
I was always having to ask people to repeat themselves, and it really got to where I just kind of withdrew and quit. A lot of times people felt like I didn't care anymore, that I didn't want to participate, I didn't want to be part of what was going on. People they didn't understand what hearing loss did to people and how it affected their lives.
It was frustrating when I couldn't hear in meetings, and it got a little bit depressing, and you become a little bit of a recluse, and I started sending other people to meetings and not going myself because I just figured I can't participate, and I didn't think it would affect me as much. I thought I was unstoppable and that I could beat it and that I didn't need anything to help me with hearing.
I think when you start to miss some hearing and you're missing words and missing things that are said, the first thing you feel is you start to feel really old. And you start to feel like others discount you because you're not getting everything, and that it's almost as if they treat you as if you're a little bit slow, and you're not stupid, you just can't hear.
Introducing Velocity, a unique hearing solution from Sonic Innovations. Velocity is designed to fit all lifestyles, budgets, and hearing needs.
A lot of hearing aids that I had tried in the past, it would amplify the sound and I would have better hearing, but it would have kind of a metallic tone to it, or kind of an artificial sound to it. And with the new Velocity hearing aids, I feel like I'm getting the true sound, the way that it would sound if I hadn't experienced any hearing loss.
When it works the best for me is when I'm listening to TV. With my wife, she's wanting me to turn it down, and I was wanting to turn it up, and finally when I'm wearing these, we're on the same volume level, and it really works out well.
So since I've had my hearing aid in noisy environments like restaurants, for example, I have noticed that right away I can tune out everyone around me and concentrate on who I'm facing.
I notice in two different situations, in business meetings and in restaurants, that the noise reduction really is a help. Sometimes in these business meetings you get a lot of people talking and the noise gets louder and louder, and restaurants are the same way. You get in a noisy restaurant, some restaurants are just terrible, they're so noisy, but that high noise really settles it down and you can carry on a conversation across the table without any problem.
The Velocity hearing aids, I've found that the feedback management is it's invisible. I virtually don't have feedback. You kind of don't know what's there. It just works.
The auto telephone feature has been wonderful on the Velocity hearing aids. Never do I have two free hands to do anything at the same time. By being able to pick up the telephone and have the hearing aid switch over automatically to that telephone feature and have it geared towards that mode is a lifesaver.
One of the features of these hearing aids that I really like is the voice alert, where you touch this little button and it'll go from universal setting to high noise, or click it again to go to telephone, and it switches and it gives you an audible voice. A little freaky at first hearing this voice, but it's really a pleasant way to change, and you don't have to wonder what 2 beeps is or 1 beep. It just tells you.
Since I've had my hearing aid, I'm able to get back what I was missing. I'm able to get back my life and be able to participate actively in my kids' life, to actually be able to have a conversation and know that I'm not missing out on something that may be critical in their life. If I never tried it, I'd never know what to expect from it. So I'm glad that I just took that opportunity, because the things that I'm now not missing out on, I wouldn't go back. I would never go back to not having one.
Once you make the step and put the hearing aids in and realize that the whole world is not looking at your ears, nobody really notices, and you can hear, it just makes all the difference in the world.
My greatest recommendation to anybody that suspects that they may have hearing loss is get it checked. There's no downside to it. Every aspect of your life can be completely improved by getting a hearing aid. There's really no reason not to do it.
A hearing aid really is no different than a pair of glasses. What's the price you're willing to put on the quality of life? You know, if you're willing to wear glasses, why not be willing to wear hearing aids? It's not that big of a deal.
I think it's definitely something I recommend to people who, whether they're older, younger, it doesn't matter what generation, this hearing aid can fit your lifestyle.
Sonic Innovations, improving life through enhanced hearing.